Welcome, everybody. I'm Brennan Tepper, Senior Vice President and Global Head of Data at Nasdaq. We're here with Yoni Assia. Welcome, Yoni. Great to have you. We're calling this the evolution of retail brokers. Yoni is the CEO and co-founder of eToro. Yoni, tell us a little bit about yourself and about eToro.
So I've been passionate about capital markets since I was very young. I started trading the markets when I was about 13 and immediately fell in love in the markets. Then I started eToro 17 years ago in 2007 together with my older brother Ronen with a vision of opening the global markets for everyone to trade and invest in a simple and transparent way. What we saw is a super complicated world that is super important for people to learn about, to educate themselves, and we wanted to bring that into the mass market through the internet. This was before social, before mobile, and since then we've had an amazing journey to build what today is the largest social investment network. We have 37 million registered users from 75 countries on the platform. More than 3 million brokerage accounts that trade on eToro, stocks from 20 different capital markets alongside crypto assets, commodities, derivatives, options trading recently added. And the unique part of eToro in the social network is you get to actually see people's performance and you can automatically copy the top investors on the platform. So even if you don't know how to invest, you can actually simply click a button to copy the most successful investors on the platform.
That's amazing. And you guys sort of pioneered social investing, right?
Well, we started eToro really the very early days of social networks in general, right? Early days, 2007, early days of Facebook, early days of Twitter. And what we realized is, information is power and knowledge and power is power in capital markets. When I was young, I always thought eventually I'll maybe work like in a large bank with 1,000 people on the trading floor or an exchange maybe. And we wanted to connect people so they can learn from one another. And we saw that that was the most used feature on the platform is actually people talking to one another, asking questions was actually bigger than people making trades on the platform. So we said, let's connect those to see how we can help people learn from one another to become better and more successful investors.
That's awesome. And I mean, social investing is the best way to provoke education, right? How important is education for your clients?
I think a big part of educating the different markets, right? We started in Europe and the UK, we expanded to Asia, in Australia and Singapore and UAE, actually all before coming to the US. And what we found out is you really need to help people first believe in capital markets. So in Europe, only 12% of households actually invest in the markets versus 60% in the US through the social network where you see like-minded individuals. You're in Germany or in the UK and you see somebody who lives next to you, who you know, who's actually generating performance in the markets, investing in US markets or local markets. We believe that part of social networking educates people about the opportunities of capital markets by seeing how other people like themselves are doing it.
Absolutely. Word of mouth always helps, right? So you guys, you've talked about all the different asset classes you have, and you guys have been growing, you just added options. How do you think about like the next asset class? Is it something that your clients are telling you, hey, we need to get into a new space, or are you sort of leaning into areas where you think there's opportunity and pushing towards them?
Well, sometimes I look at myself as user number one, and I say, if I want to trade and invest in it, I have to put it on the eToro platform. When we started eToro before crypto, we started eToro before we were the first to offer fractional shares, commission, free stock trading across multiple markets. And, I'm passionate about capital markets. I want to access the most interesting capital markets at any point in time. And that's how we sort of stepped into crypto markets very early on. That's how we fractionalized stocks because we realized that people want to maybe invest $50 or $100. When they use copy and copy someone, you can copy someone with $200 that is actually investing in 20 different stocks. So a lot of that came from how we build the platform to enable us to build more and more markets. And we operate globally, 75 countries. In each of the markets where we operate, we want to add also the local stocks for the local audience alongside, obviously, the entire global offering of eToro. So we're always looking at the different asset classes and different types of contracts, like options contracts and futures contracts and others that we can add to the platform to enable our customers to trade like pros, become pros on the platform, and really find opportunities and alpha everywhere in the market.
Amazing, amazing. And you talk about like global trading, and you know, I think we started our relationship a while ago when you launched, obviously, U.S. Equities. What did you see in Nasdaq? Like, why Nasdaq? What was the opportunity for you when you think about what we bring to our clients?
So first of all, a big part of eToro's global trading platform are people outside the US trading US stocks.
Got it.
We've seen sort of a huge uplift both in the trading of crypto assets in 17, 18, but then we were also the first broker, I think, in Europe that actually enabled customers to trade fractional commission-free US stocks for our customers. So we definitely see, our customers trading Tesla and Nvidia, and then later on, AMC and GameStop and all of the popular stocks that everybody's talking about here in the US, but for global audience. And when we looked at Nasdaq as a partner, we needed and wanted great data products for our customers. And we also wanted to look at this on the global scale. So we're excited to explore together with Nasdaq all of the different Nasdaq global partnerships in order to scale and just give better data products to our customers so they can trade more efficiently in the markets.
Awesome. I love to hear that. Yeah, it's all about accurate and clean data. That's really important. And transparency, like what can we put in the hands of investors so they can make the best decisions possible
100%.
For them. So as you grow, and you guys are continuously growing, it's awesome to see. And I think you just got approval to launch in New York State
we're
recently.
Launching in New York today.
Amazing. So congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Really excited for you. Tell us about that journey and how you kind of expanded a bit and kind of getting into new markets. Like, what have been the biggest challenges and biggest opportunities for you?
So when we started sort of what we consider today our home market, Europe and the UK, and we looked at that gap that's gradually closing where customers didn't really have good access to the markets, neither from a user experience point of view, from a barrier to entry, cost perspective. So we really brought in both innovation into the markets, as well as just better access and simpler access into the markets. And then we've expanded the business because the upper funnel of eToro is a free social network. So anybody from all around the world can actually join the free social network before they open the brokerage accounts. So that's a way for us to see where is the interest in different markets, and that's how we started expanding into more markets, looking at people who are interested in how our customers trade and invest, looking at their performance, then enabling them to open their brokerage accounts, then bringing them into the local markets. I think so the opportunities are massive because if you think of the global brokerage space, it's still very much a hyper-local industry. Where we compete in all of our regions, we actually compete with local players usually, right? It's local banks or maybe sometimes the local startup brokers or neo-brokers, and we're the only ones who actually span across all of the markets that we span. And some of the challenges there is how do you really localize your offering? What's different in each market? And how do you take actually the similarities of what's interesting for a Gen Y, Gen Z investor? So what's the most interesting sort of piece of technology or asset class for our customers from the UK, Germany, Italy, Australia, Abu Dhabi, and the US? And you constantly deliver great innovation to all of our customers across the globe, and then again, adapt it to the local regulation, local needs, local tax wrappers, local currency, etc.
So a lot of hard work from you and the team. I know the team's working hard. If you don't mind me asking, what's next?
Well, we're super excited about the growth of eToro. We're seeing a tremendous year. 2024 markets are at all-time high, capital markets, crypto markets. We see a very good momentum in the markets. We're working a lot with AI, delivering new products to our customers. I think sort of the next stage, a lot of our popular investors, the best investors on eToro that are the copied investors, on eToro, used to do a lot of work to how do I analyze companies? How do I research companies? How do I get the most up-to-date financials being delivered to me with the right questions? I think LLMs and AI just bring in huge amounts of power to every investor on eToro to learn faster about the markets, look at our data, at your data, at the vast amount of data we have, and put that in the hands of our investors to become better investors.
Well, that's amazing. I appreciate that. I appreciate technology being at the forefront of what you do. It's what we do. Yoni, thank you so much for sitting down with me. Thank you for being a great partner. And I wish you all the success in the future ahead.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. Appreciate it.